The second case is that the farmer is not having the ability or willingness to do spraying inputs or doing inputs on the field. So you may ask the input shop owner or input shop manager to come and do it on their own fields. So that's the second.
So it is like more of service, right?
Yeah, they'll say, okay, मेरे पास रंग है, मेरे पास ये है, मेरे पास सब है. You make Bijamrutam and do it on our fields.
Okay, okay.
So they pay for that service. It's like a tractor owner comes and tills the tractor. In a similar manner. 1 hour, this will charge you 1,000 rupees. Something like that. So you don't do Bijamrutam service, you get X rupees. Or you do Gana Jivamrutam service, you get Y rupees. You do Drava Jivamrutam service, you do Z rupees. It can be a spray or anything, or it can be putting in the tank and in turn it flows. So it is the input shop owner or input-output shop owner who will go and do that service to the farmer. Case 3 is that he doesn't have the access to the inputs. For example, you want neem ashram, but neem leaves are not available to the farmer. So he may come to the input shop and say, can you get me neem leaves? Can you get me more cow dung? Can you get me more cow urine? We can ask these raw materials, and the input shop owner may say, I will supply this to you. So that's the third case. And the case 4 is that he keeps them ready. In the packed and ready, this is Nimashram, Agnyashram, this ashram, that ashram, keeps them ready, and he'll be able to do demonstration and give it to the farmer. Farmer takes and uses it. That's the fourth. The fifth is not now that he knows all the farmers who are doing natural farming. Now the input shop owner says, "I'll buy your produce from you." Yeah, he buys his produce and then pulls it up and sells it appropriately wherever he wants. In fact, there are input-output shops where they combine input processing and output processing also. Then, in fact, the farmer can come and do output processing there. Paddy can be rice there or anything else like that. Linked situations. So that are the 5. There are input shop owners who also offer technical troubleshooting types. I got this problem, what should I do? I want to do this, what should I do? So the input shop owner is an expert resource person. He will be able to give that input to him in terms of the technical support, in terms of the troubleshooting. So these are the roles they are playing, and the rates are fixed by the shop owner or the VO depending on the situation. It is not a universal rate fixation at the state level or something. All the MRP kind of situation is not there. In the local situation where the rates are getting fixed, VOs are also facilitating, for example, gausalas and others to give cow dung, cow urine. So that links are also being established by the community. So there will be some situation. SHGs are saying, in our village we don't have enough cows. Let us buy 1 cow, let us buy 2 cows. So they are giving loans for that. So a self-help group, one member may own the cow and make it available for the outputs of the cow, dung and urine available for the entire group or entire village. So that is also possible. Many times it's free, sometimes even that is charged. Then RySS from convergence processes may also offer putting a cattle shed or a cattle shed lining or a urine collection tank. Some such mechanism is also serviced and supported. So these are the ways. Now earlier we thought one GP, one shop may be enough. In the beginning we thought one shop for 4 to 5 GPs may be enough. But now we are saying maybe a village requires 2 or 3 of them. Our whole idea is that we need to push towards farmer himself is becoming self-reliant. rather than or access which has a reasonable control rather than to a corporatized style of resource center. So that is what we have been working on. So I'll stop it here. Now I'll look at the ask other people to go into technicalities. Then we'll see. Ramchandran sir, yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Ramchandran. Is there anybody to speak, or shall I start?
No, sir, please go ahead.
Please go ahead.
So fine. So our Murali sir has explained the importance of NPM shop and how many ways the shops can be maintained and the service may be rendered to the farmers. There are different ways. Then actually NPM shop, we can say, what is NPM shop? This is non-pesticide management. Why this concept has come? Because majority of the farmers in states and in throughout India, they are using indiscriminate use of chemical fertilizers and chemical pesticides that are polluting the air, water, and most important, the soil. Soil health is totally spoiled by indiscriminate use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. And whatever we are eating in day-to-day life, the vegetables especially, it's totally filled with poisons, all chemicals. We are not washing, we are sometimes we are eating raw also, but we are simultaneously consuming the pesticides, causing so many problems in our health. So that's why the RSS, RySS in AP, we have started with natural farming and the concept of NPM, no pesticide and no chemical fertilizers should be used in farmer's field so that he can produce very healthy produce without any chemicals. So first I can say the person who is going to maintain NPM shop, he must have 2 to 3 cows and cattle shed with good lining for collection of urine and urine pit like that. So he has to maintain, and he must have some barrels like 200 liters capacity, 6 to 10 barrels. One who is going to maintain NPM shop, and 50 liters capacity he must have, 10 liters capacity he must have, and most important is he must be well versed with the knowledge of preparing these botanicals, preparing these bioinoculants like sir said, Murali sir said, Bijamrutam and Ghanajivamrutam and Dravajivamrutam. So he must have expertness, the full knowledge how to prepare it. And the person who is maintaining NPM shop who should have a thorough knowledge of what are the diseases, what is the major crop in that area, and what are the pests, what are the diseases. He must be well versed with the pests and diseases also. Or if a person who is newly entering, he must be well trained. He must be given good training for him, for preparation also, in identifying the pests and diseases also. That person should have these knowledges. And sir also said he must be ready to custom service also. If somebody calls him, he should go and identify the pest, identify the disease. Then he should say what is the solution for it in natural farming, and he must prepare it, or else if he has urine and dung, the farmer he has to prepare then and there, and he may charge something like that. So this is one thing. And the person, he should also maintain the non-negotiable things like white and yellow sticky traps, blue sticky traps. These sticky traps, if we install in the field, say suppose 30 to 40 white, yellow and blue sticky traps, they have different function in the field. Mainly when yellow sticky traps are installed, or the sucking pests of white flies, they are attracted and they stick up to the these sticky traps. Similarly, in chili crops, in onions, even in cotton also, if we keep blue sticky traps, the thrips are more attracted and thrips will be stick up to the blue sticky traps. So the shop owner should also keep all these non-negotiables. He must have at least to cater the needs of the village. And similarly, pheromone traps also. There are different types of pheromone traps for different pests. It's like this. If say suppose paddy crop is there, the major pest is stem borer. So he has to keep the
Hello. You can hear me? Hello, Ramchandran sir. We lost you. We could not hear you. Murli sir, Ravindra sir, can you hear us?
We can hear you. I think Ramchandran sir might have been off. Signal might have affected him.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Showing in the participant list, but yeah. Murli, is there any practical experience? Somebody will be sharing any practical experience?
No, that was not the plan here, no?
Any studies done and all that? No.
No studies.
Okay. Mane, this is almost 2 to 3
No,
years.
there are 1,000 plus
We
shops in
can
the
share
state.
some best learning, sir.
Yeah,
Hello?
What we
They are
field level
internal
observations.
studies, and Ramchandram and Chandra will give based on that only
Yes,
they are
sir.
giving.
Audible? Am I audible? Hello?
Yes,
Now
yes,
you are audible.
audible.
Now you are audible. Yeah.
Say you must keep white, yellow, sticky, blue sticky traps and pheromone traps, and the most important, the border crop seeds of different types of seeds, mainly border crops. See, we have to sow 3 to 4 lines of this maize or jowar or bajra around the field. We keep protected the main crop by sowing this maize, jowar or bajra as a border crop, and it prevents the pesticide drift. It prevents, say, acts as a windbreak also, and mainly the predators and parasites are more, there will be possibility of more production of these predators and parasites on border crop. So we have to keep such seeds also, and we have to promote each and every farmer to go for border crops. And trap crops like seeds like castor, marigold, and sunflower also. These seeds, the NPM shop owner should keep all those seeds with him. And similarly, Navadhanya seeds also, because we have to prepare Saptadhanyankura Kashayamu, like say 7 types of seeds. We have to prepare it. It acts as a something like that growth promoter and regulator. And that can be sprayed at the time of flowering and fruiting stages. It's a boosting to the crop, and it enhances the weight of the produce. So that's why the NPM shop owner must be equipped with the knowledge, and he should keep all the materials like seeds, border crop seeds, trap crop seeds, and everything. And primarily, he should keep NSK also. Neem seed kernel. Neem seed kernel. You have to collect neem seed kernel because it has got most valuable this thing in our natural farming. Say whenever we spray neem seed kernel extract or neemastram by preparing with the neem leaves, it falls on a egg. The egg doesn't hatch. So that's why for first time anybody can spray the neemastram or neem seed kernel extract. It's working against the all sucking pests also, even leaf defoliators also. So he must be having this NSK. And hing also, hing material like hing, asafoetida. So we have to prepare dung, urine, and hing extract. That will be very useful against mites. You will be seeing the major crop damaging chilies, especially in chilies. It's a major pest, mites. This can be used against mites because this asafoetida or hing, it contains some sulfur, so it acts best. So in cotton also there is a problem. Mite is almost in brinjal also. Mite is a problem in tomato also. Mite is a problem. So hing, and especially this, he must be well versed with the preparation of bijamrutam. What is the requirement? What are the materials and how to prepare? What is the shelf life? Mainly, he must be well versed with the shelf life of the materials we are preparing. Say suppose bijamrutam. Bijamrutam cannot be kept for more than 28 to 48 hours. Within 48 hours, we have to use bijamrutam. And similarly, drava jivamrutam, we are taking 200 liters of water, 10 kgs of dung, 10 kgs of cow urine, 2 kgs of jaggery, that is good, then 2 kgs of pulse flour, and half kg of the virgin soil, and you mix it for 4 days thoroughly by morning, say noon and evening. Like 3 times you have to stir it. And after 5th day, from 5th day onwards, it can be used. It can be used up to only 15 days, not more than that. Drava jivamrutam shelf life is only 15 days. So similarly, ghana jivamrutam also, you can prepare it. Say 100 kgs of dung, 2 kgs of pulse flour, 2 kg jaggery, the required quantity of urine, and some soil. So it can be mixed thoroughly. So kande banana, you make it some balls and dry it under shade. And after drying, it can be stored up to 6 months. So in slack season, where there are no crops, then abundantly your dung and urine is available. Instead of wasting the time, say he or any farmer can prepare it, and he can store it up to 6 months. When season starts, he can use it. So this is the shelf life for the ghana jivamrutam. So similarly, dung urine extract also, it cannot be stored for more than 48 hours. Within 48 hours, it can be used. So brahmastram, agnastram, it's 1 month to 1.5 months, you can store it. And similarly, for control of diseases also, sour buttermilk, that is katta matta, what you say, sour buttermilk, it can be immediately on the same day, it can be sprayed. Similarly, neem seed kernel extract also, you cannot store it for more than 48 hours. Within 48 hours, this can be sprayed. So similarly, all botanicals particularly each botanical will have its shelf life, and each botanical will have its perfect action on the pests. Say suppose Brahmastram. Say by making with 5 types of leaves, that is the neem leaves, 3 kg, and 2 leaves, 2 kgs of pungemia, 2 kgs of calotropis, and 2 kgs of sithapal, and 2 kgs of papaya. So like that you grind it and boil it in a 15-20 liters of water. Then after boiling, you just extract by filter it, and while spraying you have to add 5 liters or 4 liters depending upon the intensity of the pest. You have to mix 4 to 5 liters of this extract to 100 liters of water and add 10 liters of cow urine and then spray. So like that, it can be stored up to 1 month. So Agnastram is sprayed against borers, fruit borers, even tomato borer, helicoverpa also it can work, even paddy stem borer, almost all borers, this Agnastram will work very nicely. Brahmastram for leaf eating caterpillars, successfully you can control leaf eating caterpillars. For sucking pest complexes, Vitex leaf extract, and NSK. These both after 7 days interval, one sprayed first or then next one. NSK is sprayed first, then followed by Vitex leaf extract. So similarly, each and every botanical has got its effect, and besides for everything spraying don't depend on totally on sprayings, depend on non-negotiables like white, yellow sticky traps, bird perches, and keeping pheromone traps in the field, because pheromone trap will show tremendous effect to the farmer, and it controls, because all males are attracted and trapped in the this our pheromone trap. So females doesn't have, say they don't mate with males. So egg production will be totally controlled. And similarly, light traps also, you can install light trap 1 per acre. All these equipment should be available with the NPM shops. So this is all about NPM shop. I can say in Andhra, in West Godavari, one Mr. Gopalakrishna is maintaining NPM shop. You wonder to hear the total turnout of him during the 1 year is 7 to 8 lakhs. 7 to 8 lakhs in 1 year. So what he is doing, he hires an auto and fixes a mic, and he go around in adjacent villages totally by publicity. See, I am the NPM shop owner. I have quality product like Panchagavya, Brahmastram, Agnastram, neem seed kernel extract. So by giving wide publicity in the village and in adjacent villages, n number of farmers are coming to him, and he has no time. He has engaged 6 to 7 laborers to prepare. Say, I have visited that shop. He is 100% purely is maintaining the quality, 100% quality as per the norms given by the RySS. He is maintaining excellent qualities, and it's working perfectly, as he finds no time to supply. Even he supplies to other districts also by 10 liters, 20 liters, by packing also he can supply. So NPM shop is income generation activity also. You can take it as a income generation activity. So how much population is in the village? how many farmers are there in the village? Even one shop is sufficient to cater the needs of those farmers, or two are essential. So depending upon the area and the farmers adopting natural farming, you have to decide how many outlets can be opened. Now I can say one per village is sufficient, and he should earn income. Then only he will have interest. So for creating interest, you must attract the public. And our field staff also, you must promote the name of the person to go and procure the inputs from there. He is preparing quality materials like that. It is our responsibility also. And personally, some persons totally dependent on NPM shop. They can publicize, they can advertise like that. Some farmers, they are preparing like purely some printed tags, and on bottles they are keeping those printed ones like Jivamrutam, Gana Jivamrutam, Panchagavya, those who have got shelf life, and they are printing shelf life also, date of manufacturing this one, and shelf life you can use it up to this thing. So like that, some of the NPM shops also, they are doing like that. So it depends on the interest of the farmer and interest of the person who is holding this NPM shop. These are some of the important points I wanted to bring to your notice. If any queries are there, I can answer.
Ramachandra sir, I had one question. So ideally, when you say one village can have one shop, how much quantity do you think this shop can produce to be a profit-making entity?
It depends upon the how many persons they are going to utilize the preparations. It depends, because if suppose Dravajivamrutam, say Dravajivamrutam is there. 1 acre, one person, it requires 200 liters for one time. So how many times he is going to? This depends on the technical persons also. And Ganajivamrutam. Ganajivamrutam, at least we are suggesting 500 kgs per acre in 2 split doses. How many acres are there? How many 500 kgs we have to prepare? You have to prepare total estimation of that village. Depending upon that only, how many cows? I said 3 cows for a small or medium village, 3 cows. Depending why I said 1 cow gives at least 10 liters of urine and 8 to 10 kgs of dung per day. So in a month, 300 liters of urine, say approximately 300 kgs of dung. So that is sufficient preparation of Dravajivamrutams. For Ganajivamrutams, he has to procure FIM. He has to convert this FIM into Ganajivamrutam. Say suppose he has got 1 ton or 2 tons or 3 tons of cattle dung. As it is cattle dung, you cannot dump it into the field without converting it into the Ganajivamrutam, because it contains a lot of methane. So methane will be evolved into the air. So that's why this FIM, first you convert into the Ganajivamrutam. For 1 ton of FIM, you have to add 200 liters of Dravajivamrutam. Mix it thoroughly, shade dry. After drying, you can dump it into the field. So you can convert Ganajivamrutam of FIM into Ganajivamrutam also. So 500 kgs, I say this is the 100 kg, taking 100 kg of dung, adding jaggery and pulse floor and required quantity of urine, like that. This is type 1 Ganajivamrutam. So converting FIM by pouring say 200 liters of Dravajivamrutam is type 1 Ganajivamrutam, type 2 Ganajivamrutam. You can add that one also, this one also. Some of the crops, they require more nutrients. Say for example, wheat also, it requires more and sunflower also, even maize also, they are heavy feeders. So that's why you have to keep type 2 Ganajivamrutam at least 1 to 1.5 ton per acre. So depending upon that, thinking how many farmers are there, whether he had the ability to maintain 5 to 10 cows or like that. So we have to plan. We have to plan depending upon the farmers, how many farmers they are going to utilize the produce produced by the NPM shop. So that is most important. Just like that, I cannot say this much Ganajivamrutam is sufficient. Say suppose there are only 5 to 10 farmers are there. So two cows are sufficient, but he doesn't have income. Only 5-6 farmers, he cannot earn income. At least 100-150 farmers daily they should approach for the materials, either for botanicals, either for Ganajivamrutam, either for border crop seeds, either for trap crop seeds. So minimum 100 to 150 farmers are there in a village. You can establish one NPM shop. Yes.
Sure, sir. Thank you. So, as I understand, it is about one NPM shop can successfully cater to about 100 to 150 farmers while being profitable.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. And this NPM shop will need at least 3 to 5 cows to cater to
Yeah.
150 farmers.
Minimum three, maximum 5.
All right. Yeah. And what sort of profits can he or she earn
They don't have to
from
own,
this?
they can access them. They don't have to own all of them. They can access, they can get linked
This
to
owning,
something.
yeah, sir said, it depends on the owning, how much income. We cannot say this much income you will, cannot say. I cannot say. Say, I have given one example. Is the turnover is 7 to 8 lakhs per year. You can imagine.
If the turnover is so much, what would be the say an estimated cost proportion in that?
It depends, Amma.
Yeah,
For example, urine also is sold at a rate. Urine also is sold at a rate.
Yeah. No,
Now,
sir, I'm
when
just
somebody
trying to
sells
understand
urine,
when the turnover is 7 to 8 lakhs, what is the
no,
profit margin in it?
you can't standardize it. That's the point we are trying to push. You're not understanding my concern.
Okay.
If you
Okay.
standardize it, there's a problem. Localize it, then local situation will tell. They may say, okay, this is the rate we have to give.
Right. Right.
So
Sure,
it
sir.
is a decision between them and the farmers.
The
Okay, sir.
production minus expenditure. How much margin you want to keep? You can keep. You can't sell. That's all.
There are farmers in our areas. They said we'll give our people freely. So our cost is free.
At
Labor cost
cost.
is free.
Okay.
Whatever
Right.
I buy, I have to get that.
Okay.
So variety of ways. So
Sure, sir.
criticality is not the viability of the buyer is the input shop. Criticality is access to farmers.
Sure, sir.
Any needy farmer is able to get it or not. He can do on his own. He can get it from the shop. He can get it from the neighbor. He can get it from a neighboring village. He can get it ready-made.
Right.
He can get access to raw material. He can get access to processing. He can get access to service. And all need not be one. There can be multiple of them in the village.
Yeah, like
Somebody will
based
give you raw
on
material, somebody can give you ready-made, somebody can give you service.
got it. Got it, sir.
So but a benchmarked situation in a village will mean all of these are there some way or the other. Centralized in a shop, or centralized in a community organization, or centralized not centralized at all, across decentralized.
Right. So one more question, just to understand. So this shop that you're mentioning, Mr. Gopala Krishna, he's earning 7 to 8 lakhs. He's making a turnover of it. So is that a profit-making entity or is it not for profit for him?
It's totally profit-making entity.
Okay, sure, sir. Thank
It
you.
is like this also, Priya. That even that statement can be questioned. For example, Gopal Krishna says my labor value is 500 rupees a day.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Then it may not be making profits. But
right,
if he says 300 rupees a day, it makes profits.
right, right.
So
Yeah.
that's
His
what
wife,
you have to
his
understand.
son, he himself, both, three of family members, they work.
Right. Okay, sir. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, sir.
Okay,
Okay.
can Chandra or somebody can share the experiences emerging? What are
Yes, sir.
the lessons coming up and what's succeeding, what's failing?
Yeah. Murli sir, shall I start?
Chandra,
Yeah.
please go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. I'm Chandrasekhar. Good afternoon to all. I'm Chandrasekhar, looking after the institutions part in the RYSS Natural Farming Program. Um, the concept of natural non-pesticidal management shop, although we call it, we brought the learnings from the CMSA experience and earlier our drive of natural NPM program. Basically, it's an input-output shop. The idea is to make it, the inputs readily available to the needy farmers at the doorstep of at the village itself, as close as possible, as closer as possible. Now that government of Andhra Pradesh has set up Raitu Bharosa Kendram, that's farmer support centers across the state. There are about 10,000 plus centers are there. Through that, these NPM shops play a very vital role in supply of the alternative, inputs to the conventional chemical farming. So this requirement through the institutions is a very interesting thing. Our experience says that earlier in the beginning of the program, 2016-17, our project has sanctioned this input shops on a subsidy mode. So interested farmers were identified, those who have deshi cows. So they were given at the rate of 50% subsidy, and also a pulverizing machine for preparing the botanicals, etc. So, but the experience says that the subsidy things do not work in a natural farming setup, because unless there is a passion to produce the input and make it available to as many farmers as possible, and also function like an extension center, a mini extension center for natural farming knowledge dissemination, it will not really become viable in terms of economic viability and profit making, etc. So having realized that, what the project strategy has project management has taken a decision is that the farmer should actually invest from own capital, so that there is a drive for reaching out to many people, properly advertising the importance of this products, also make it available on demand. So that's why we thought, we decided to set up this NPM shops through the village organizations, a village organization, which is a federation of the self-help groups at the village level. So what initially we kept target is that one shop per village, per VO, village organization. So far we have been successful in achieving it 50%. So 50% of the village organizations are having these shops, set up by the enterprising farmer by taking loan from the self-help groups. So that ranges may 10,000 to 30,000, 40,000 rupees on an average. So the experience is, I think, encouraging so far, because the money is borrowed from the self-help group on loan basis, credit basis. So there is a naturally there is a element of effort that is required to make it profitable. Because unless the person, the enterprise entrepreneur earns profit, they will not properly repay the loan, because there is a force of repayment behind that. Earlier in the subsidy model, there was no force to repay that. So now that yesterday also I visited some of the NPM shops in Kurnool district. So I found that there was a lot of interest, and self-interest also, because once the product knowledge is built up among the farmers, then there is a lot of demand for the product. So the farmer, the entrepreneur who has set up the NPM shop is also going to the Raitu Bharosa Kendrams, proactively explaining the importance of this. Like Murli sir said, he's also trying to identify some potential people who can help him in the input preparation, and providing service also along with the input. Suppose somebody wants at their field, Dravajivamrutam has to be prepared and sprayed. Some botanical is required, Neemastram, Agnastram, Brahmastram. So then the preparation can be done, and also application of that also is also done by the same person or his supporters. He may engage. So that way there is a lot of demand, although it is a very small shop. Last year only it was set up, some 7-8 months back. So I verified the records. So I think last season, last 4-5 months, he has distributed the inputs to around 40 people. So he has maintained a log of this name of the farmer who has borrowed for what crop, how much quantity, what variety, and when, with the date. He has taken signature also. It was very interesting. Of course, phone number was not there. I suggested to keep the phone number also. So it was very interesting story. So he earned about 6,500 rupees profit over the investment. Of course, if you average it, it comes to around 1,200 to 1,500 rupees a month. It's a very modest beginning, but a very good impact is there. I could ask the other farmers the utility of this. The person was very proactive, as he has some interest to promote this natural farming product. So he will go and advise them. So this is the better, the entire program is not only dependent on the ICRP, but also the farmers take active support of this NPM shop owners. NPM shop owner has 3 acres of land. So entire 3 acres is under natural farming. First, himself is a role model. So he prepares the inputs not only at home but also at the farm side. So he has a small shelter there. So he prepares there and distributes to the nearby people, and whoever demands, asks, then he will send a person to go and prepare at their farm site, and see the guide them to application of the same. So he is not only giving input but also giving advice and service also. So that way these two things are happening. However, the demand is gradually increasing. There are about 200 farmers in that village, and so far about 120 farmers are adopting partially and fully the natural farming practices. As the demand increases, maybe he has a plan to expand it also. So maybe if required, one more shop can also be set up there, because to meet the demand. So this is one thing. Then the project, the role of the project personnel is that motivating the NPM shop owner to reach out to the number of farmers, and also giving him the kind of technical knowledge and advanced methodologies, like Mr. Ramchandram has said, giving more knowledge and linking them to other NPM shop owners in the area. So this is also one important thing, so that there is a cross learning happening regularly. So some improvised practices are adopted, and also slowly expanding his business purview also. Like initially he started Ghanajivamrutam, Neemastram, Bijamrutam, etc. Now he also started having a PMDS kits, that is a variety of seeds ready made available, so that the same can be used. Also many vegetable kits to use as a kitchen garden, for kitchen gardens. So this kind of things, and maybe tomorrow, if if there is a demand, he will also put some mulch material also readily available. So depending on the kind of demand that is coming, the shop will be expanded. It's not that he'll initially put so much money and look for people. It's not like that. So he creates it's an demand creation also. So since he is in touch with all SHG members, lead farmers, so our ICRP has got a mandate. Our field functionary has got a mandate that at least once in a month, once in a week, he has to conduct a method demonstration on the relevant botanical or some kind of natural farming input that is required to be applied in the particular crop. So this NPM shop owner will get connected at the village organization level as well as Raitu Bharosa Kendram level, so that there is a regular knowledge exchange that is happening. So, and as a project, we are promoting two type of inputs availability. One is through their own input preparation through collective effort. Maybe 2-3 SHGs together, they prepare input preparation under the guidance of our field functionary. Then whoever is not able to prepare collectively or individually will subscribe to this, will buy from the NPM shop. So input is prepared, readily available, or at least if some advance notice is given, adequate input is made available to that farmer. So this is happening seamlessly. So and it will the profit and loss etc. will be reviewed at the VO level. The more important objective is beyond profit is the service. What kind of service is being provided to the member farmers in the village organization, because the financial support is given by the self-help groups through loan facility. So they have a natural interest of reviewing it, since it is owned by the SHG or village organization member. They have a right access to that person also has a kind of informal control. So whether it is properly serviced or not, etc., is also reviewed at the village organization level once in a month. So this is what happening. And wherever possible, we are having one more strategy of mini NPM shops, because NPM shop requires at least 20-30,000 rupees, and deshi cow availability is very much important, very much required there. But in the village scenario, the nowadays it's very difficult to maintain 2-3 cows. People are facing that issue. Maintaining of deshi cows is an issue, so we can't have a NPM shop in this village. So especially we have been facing this problem in Chittur area, where you have a lot of hybrid animals are there, Jersey cows, all for dairy purpose. So they're maintaining deshi cow is they're saying somewhat difficult because it doesn't produce so much of milk. So that's why we are identifying the goshalas where through that cow dung, cow urine can be made available for the NPM shop owners, so that ready-made inputs can be prepared and made available to the in such scarce villages also. So this is one strategy. And mini NPM shop is a very like a low-hanging fruit kind of thing. So if anybody, one person having one cow or two cows, so then the person, the family will prepare in not only for inputs, not only for their self consumption, but also for the consumption of their own SHG members or the other SHGs within that street. So that kind of 2-3 SHGs together will have one NPM shop, mini NPM shop. The cost is like a 5 to 10,000 rupees only. It's a very low cost method. Uh, that's why the outreach will be more. So wherever a bigger NPM shop is not able to come up and make profitable, so this mini NPM shops are very handy. So at the max 5-6,000 rupees average cost is enough to have that NPM shop, mini NPM shop. So when we want to promote this in the villages where we are having difficulty of having a bigger NPM shop. So our idea is that once the smaller NPM shops or mini NPM shops are set up at the rate of 1 or 2, 3 per village, so once the demand is increased, once they see some profit or viability in that, they may, our assumption is that they may invest more money in that and make it large, so that they'll broaden the scope of the NPM shops. So this is what the idea is. And last before month we have given this come up with this idea of mini NPM shops. So for 140 NPM mini NPM shops were set up in the villages where bigger NPM shops are not present. So this is the kind of strategy we are having. So the the important point here is that the community ownership on the running of the NPM shops, and expanding, seeing this as one of the business enterprises. So as a livelihood source for the shop owners, so we have to invest in their knowledge building and connect them through the network. So our project idea is we want to give them a proper knowledge on the the initial knowledge of setting up, what kind of record keeping is required, and how do they have to connect. And the more important is the technical aspects. So what is the what is the procedure of preparing Bijamrutam, Ganajivamrutam, Dravajivamrutam, and various botanicals and their application, etc. Also, the shop owner should be thoroughly made aware of all these things. Then they will work as a extended supporting hands of the ZBNF, natural farming field functionary. So, and then connecting them is also another important thing, because they do a lot of cross learning innovations, all from one person to other person will definitely happen. And this also, as part of this interlinking strategy of the NPM shops, we were identifying one best or champion NPM shops, like just now Mr. Ramchandram has said, one highly successful NPM shop, 4-5 members per district will be identified. And below, I mean, for each bigger NPM shop, we would like to attach some 15-20 NPM shops, so that that bigger NPM shop person will act like a wholesaler. And also, for some inputs, preparation and preparation may be difficult. So he would like to, that bigger NPM shop person would like to immediately supply to the person, and also visit and give hands-on guidance. So we would like to recognize them as a master trainer, so that their training and they will be involved in the training and learning also in the NPM shop strategy. So this is the kind of community-led community approach in the NPM shop. So slowly it is gaining importance, and having it connected with the Raitu Bharosa Kendram, a government-owned extension system at the village level. So there is a lot of ready-made available inputs, or ready-made inputs are available, that will encourage the people slowly shift to the 100% conversion in the into the natural farming system. So this is what we have been visualizing, and there is a demand from the adjoining non-ZBNF, non-natural farming villages also about these inputs. There are the champion farmers are sharing their experience, that they have been getting demands and regular requests from the other non-project villages also. So it is a very good right kind of investment for spreading the natural farming. The experience so far has been very good. And as I just now shared Kurnool experience, Kurnool, but there are some districts having acute problem of deshi cows like Chittur, and even Prakasham to some extent, and the Delta districts also, where buffalo population is more as compared to the deshi cows. So there, the second method of Ghanajivamrutam is also encouraged, because the cow population is less. So the conversion of this farmyard manure into Ghanajivamrutam type 2 is also, of course, to do that we need at least 1 or 2 deshi cows per village. So this NPM shop, Deshi Cow are both interconnected, interlinked, and when you do it through the self-help groups network, so management becomes easy. Our project job is to build their capacity, their vision, interlink them, and give them right kind of orientation from time to time. That will help in taking this concept forward. And it is a very low cost investment, and there is no liability on the government side to give as a subsidy or a kind of financial backup to these things, because people come forward as an enterprise, they start this activity, and since they borrow the loan from the groups, they try to make it more profitable by innovating it, by proactively reaching to many farmers, and also providing quality service. Then only this enterprise can be sustained. So this kind of institutional review of the performance of this shop is also very important. Our vision is to make this input shop as also a important extension center, as well as tomorrow it should evolve into a place for showcasing the best practices, and also a platform to market the natural farming produces. So this is what I would like to say. If any clarifications are there, I would like to address them. Thank you.
Thank you, Chandrasekhar sir. I have one question to ask. So, other than the cow-based inputs and inoculations, do we also have any bacteria and culture-based inoculations or inputs?
So far, not. We are so far the NPM shops have all these cow-based products only.
But if we want to
we are not
introduce,
yet we have not yet introduced that bacterial products.
okay. But if we want to,
No, we
what
are
would be
against.
the?
We are against.
Oh, okay. All right, sir. And can I also understand what is the, like you said, for a small mini NPM shop, the cost of setup is about 5 to 10,000. So, what would be the setting up cost for a bigger NPM shop, like the medium size and
Yeah,
the one champion NPM?
yeah, the bigger NPM shop investment is like on an average it's about 30 to 40,000 rupees, 30 to 50,000 rupees. Average is 35-40,000. So they have a lot of
No, we have
drums.
an idea with Chandra. We have idea with.
Sir.
We have played with giving 50,000 rupees as a subsidy some 2-3 years ago, but we have withdrawn that kind of
Yes, sir.
methodology. Now we are
Correct.
no longer giving subsidy. 50,000 was the item now amount.
Yeah, she's asking, what
No, I'm just
what are
saying
the
the
items?
50,000 was the amount. So whatever that could come from 50,000. So drums and this and that. Yeah.
Yeah. So also to
And
understand what are
grinders, mixie, then stove, all this, and then some tarpaulins. So many, it has a checklist of items. If you want to cater to the entire village, you need to have at least some 40-50,000 rupees investment minimum.
Okay.
But for a mini NPM shop, because the clientele is only 5 to 10 people or maximum 20 people, so it is quite manageable at the lowest level. So even if it is failed, for instance, there is no takers, because since it investment is only 5-6,000. A lot of people, what they are doing, they are using their own gas stove, they are using their own cooker, pressure cooker, or this mixer cum grinder, whatever they are using for domestic purpose, they are putting there. Then some utensils, a bigger utensils to prepare all the concoctions, and some barrels, 200-liter capacity, 50-100-liter capacity, like that. And some of them are using 3-layer polythene covers, so that it costs only about 300-400 rupees, not more than that. So it is made, the Dravajiva Amrutam is prepared in those polythene bags at the site. They erect 3 or 4, strong sticks, and then this 200 liter bag is tied up. All that preparation is done in that. Then afterwards they use it, they fold it, and then carry it home. So otherwise, if a 200 liter drum may cost around 1,000 rupees, which is costlier. So that will be replaced with a 200, 300 rupee bag. So it's a, a lot of innovations are there. So the lower cost is a lower risk. Of course, the profit is also lower. Once they see profit or more demand, then they would like to invest more on that. So our idea is that one of the NPM shops owners will become a bigger entrepreneur after some time, after seeing the outreach as well as the demand.
Right. Okay, sir.
I hope I have answered your question.
Yeah, yes, sir. It was pretty clear. Um, yeah, I think I've exhausted my questions.
Okay, thank you. Ravindra sir, would like to add anything?
Chandra garu, I just wanted to share one emerging experience in CRZ program. This is in
Sir.
Paderu, and then two more are getting established in Chittoor and Anantapur. Basically, the question is to address. I mean, the work is to address the issue of availability of the Ravajira when you scale up. So, what is done? The cattle sheds in the villages are lined. So, this is the program we have taken up. I mean, a pilot initiative we have taken up. Line the cattle sheds, and there is a mechanism of draining the urine into a place, and all the cattle sheds are connected through a pipeline into a tank.
Okay.
So,
Tank.
without
Okay.
anybody's effort,
Village level, bigger tank. Yes, sir.
bigger tank. So about 15 cattle sheds, 10 cattle sheds, let's say, are draining into one urine collection tank. And at the urine collection tank, there is a small setup where there will be a syntax tank. And then this urine that is required for the Ravijavarutam will be pumped into a syntax tank. And there into that, they mix all the things. And then there is a stirrer, which is driven by solar thing, a time stirrer. So it actually stays for 5 minutes every 1 hour, something like that.
Yeah, it saves a lot of human energy.
Yeah. And then in this model, every fourth day, some 500 liters of Dravijamratam is coming up.
Okay.
So this village will have identified one person who will be in charge, and then they'll go around and then find out all the places where they can sell the Dravijamratam and all that. And
it's like
every cattle shed owner will get a share of it.
It's like a Dravijamratam ATM.
Yes. So the idea is to produce at scale without much of human labor involvement. But the problem is that we have seen
labor
people
is a
start
big
doing
issue.
it and then stop it. ये झमेला कौन करेगा? So this is one thing that's coming up. The next level is at the same place there is a surplus of urine now. So there can be a battery of these syntax tanks. One can prepare agnasam. All the NPM concoctions can be made. So since all the steering and all that are automated, then there is very less intervention. And it can be
one person can manage.
Yeah, one person can easily manage a battery of say 10 such syntax tanks, producing not only Dravijamratam but also in these things. So the steering mechanism we are actually further moving away. I mean we are doing away with the stirrer and sort of creating an aeration mechanism. So which also runs by solar. That is still under process. But the stirrer, one person in Pune is supplying actually this unit. We purchase from them from the person. So cattle shed lining and all that will provide you this thing. So in a unit area, in a cluster of panchayats, actually one unit can actually meet the requirements when it's scaled up.
Correct.
So every 10 cattle sheds they get the possibility of people can come together and establish one. The cost also can reduce substantially once we move out of the stirrer. into a narrator this thing, then we can further reduce the cost. So they are now able to sell around 500. I don't know exactly 500 rupees. May they are also, it's also working out for them.
Okay.
So two such units will come up, one in Anantapur and one in Chittoor. It's also being getting ready. One in Paderu is really operational now.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
good, sir. Very good innovation.
yes. And then as a part of APDMP, we grounded about 105 what we are calling bioresource centers. Same concepts, but the unit is taken as 3 gram panchayats. Because in most of our experiences, small thing, it's not actually generating adequate returns. So people lose interest after some time as a business enterprise. No, that
Right.
was the experience earlier. So we thought, no, about 1,000 hectares, 1,000 acres is a catchment that one can serve. So at that level, from the APDMP project, all the hardware is given, which is owned by the FPO, and then they will identify an entrepreneur and have a contract with the entrepreneur that they'll give the hardware. That person has to produce and sell in that
Village.
3 gram panchayats.
Okay.
So in that, KVK Banganapalli has actually trained all these things. There was course modules, not only on cow-based products, but also in multiplying trichoderma, pseudomonas also. So we did not have any position there that ye nahi karna hai, wo nahi karna hai. But whatever is working in this thing, since it's a localized enterprise, farmers will naturally choose what to do, what not to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very
So
fine. I think
these are the things
FPO is
that
a right institutional setup to handle this FPO
yeah, at least they can generate market. No,
market.
the
Yes.
production should be individual entrepreneur. The collectives all, I mean, failed most of the. We burnt our hands in SSGs and FPOs several times. Did not move forward. But individual entrepreneurs are this thing in APDMP. Out of the 100, uh, around 20 are now doing okay kind of a thing. Some are doing exceptionally well. Some people, some entrepreneur in Chittoor actually started a mobile resource center. He produces and takes an auto and then goes around the villages and then provides to the farmers. So they have their own network of farmers. Sometimes they are expanding to the block also. Several of the JBNF clusters are also integrated into this. So some entrepreneurs are. Maybe we should study both these cases where they are able to do it, 2-3 lakh rupees turnover, and people who have failed it and understand
Correct.
now the reasons and all that.
Correct.
So this is the exercise that I am suggesting NCNF to take. Study
Yeah.
all those things that are failed. That I mean, samples of failed.
They provide a lot of very good
Yeah,
lessons
yeah.
to sustain this. What
Yes,
mistakes
yes.
are usually
Because
made
there is a
and
lot
how
of
to.
lot of thinking, but no practical no synthesis of experiences. So maybe we should get into one exercise to come up, actually understand what is working, what is not working.
What is not.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. At least, sir, what we are proposing once or twice in a year, we want to evaluate the performance of the each NPM shop. Not just to give what kind of capacity building and guidance. We need to understand how are they functioning.
and also tell us the
So to
metric.
evaluate based, correct. We need to have some metrics on which these NPM shops are measured, and we would like to have a hands-on training also to them. It's not just a classroom orientation.
Yes, yes.
It's like a practical hands-on experience and innovative models that would really help them to sustain. So this is what we want to rope in, like you
Yes.
suggested, the different models, automated, because drudgery is there behind that. To produce X amount of concoctions, they have to search for so many days. So much of human effort is required, going and collecting different bits. Yesterday that NPM shop owner was saying that sitafal leaf. He said 1 kg 10 rupees. He said he will offer. So some ideal people in the village, they take this as an opportunity. They fetch him some 1 quintal, 2 quintal of sitafal leaf or some leaf, whatever is required. So
Yeah.
for him also it's a profit oriented, and those who collect, for them it's a kind of livelihood.
Yeah.
So
We
a
need to
lot of
promote
good
those plants also.
innovations.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we need to promote. That is very important, sir. That is
Yeah,
very important. Otherwise, if they exhaust the natural resources tomorrow, unit will go dry. It
good.
will not have anything to do.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
So, Chandragaru, we're proposing to have a workshop with actually these
Correct.
some of the entrepreneurs know who
Mhm.
succeeded and who failed. We can identify them both in NPM shops and also in APD, MP,
Yes,
and
sir.
other sites also outside also, sharing their real
Okay.
experiences
Okay.
and and some group
Yeah.
of people who are interested in it actually listening to all this and then
Yes, sir.
synthesize that.
Yes,
And
sir.
we're
That will
planning
help
to
us, sir.
have. We'll get back to you
We'll
for
convey.
the yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Please
Yeah,
send that
look,
invite,
look
sir.
forward
We'll
to your
definitely.
yeah, sure, sure.
And there are
Together,
people,
let us
sir,
organize.
who are recognized with their experience of running the NPM shop. Like in
Mm.
Kadapa, we have one of our community cadres, the Gangireddy. He's known as Kashayal Gangireddy.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And he is a famous specialist in Panchagavya.
Yes.
So, and some some NPM shops in East Godavar also specialized in Panchagavya quality.
Mm. Mm.
So, and
Because
when I
it's
visited,
been stored for a long time. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. When I visited last year, this NPM shop in Kadapa, I saw some, trolley autos coming from 50, 60 kilometers away. They're
Oh,
actually non-project villages. So his
okay.
name is very much known there. So
Yeah,
for
yeah.
flowering of, mango gardens and all these things, this Panchagava is very much popular there. So
Mm.
people come, they are very enterprising. And,
Yeah.
who actually prepare, his wife prepares. Like
Mm.
Murli sir said, the family members should be involved in this enterprise. So most of the time, this Gangireddy is not available at home because he's
Yeah.
working in the project. So his wife is very much clear. She maintains that quality, and his elder son also is involved in this work. Some people really click. They see the and
Mm.
his daily income is average. I think some 1,000 rupees, sir, if not more than that.
Okay.
So that
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
definitely a successful. And I have seen in Madanapalli area during that tomato season, lot of people.
Mm.
I mean, even flowers also. A lot of people look for services also besides this botanicals. They
Mm.
want some sprayer botanicals to be sprayed periodically on their floriculture gardens.
Mm.
So this NPM shop also should be able to provide that kind of service in
Yeah.
addition to input.
Yeah.
So
And
definitely,
also, yeah,
sir.
that's true. Also, we developed one sprayer, calling it a
Ah,
combo sprayer. I mean, you can do
uh-huh.
multiple things along with it. Can carry 30, 40 liters of this thing, and you need not carry at the back. It's a something that you can trolley lages.
Okay.
You can push it. It's on a two
Uh-huh.
wheels, hand pushed one,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a solar based one.
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually see
Oh,
Drausiyamritam, you need to apply it at volumes. So normal sprayer, if you apply,
volumes, correct.
then a sprayer will only carry some 15, 20 liters. So you have to
Correct.
repeatedly get the water and all that. So I'll share
Yes,
with you. I'll
yes,
share with you these developments.
yes.
Yeah.
Thank you,
So
sir.
let us look forward to organizing a workshop, sharing workshop with actually these people
Yes, sir.
who have done it,
Yeah.
and then we'll move
Mm.
forward from there. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now over to Murli, sir.
Over to the world. Okay, now this is it. So this is what is the experience with us.
Yeah.
Now we can draw synthesis, draw something. You can visit actual field, actual NPM shops on the ground somewhere, or a entrepreneur, farmer entrepreneur doing both input and output. In some places there is input, output, and hotel. So many things they do together. So it's also seeds also included in that. A variety of things are included into one place. But you can look at some of that and then take a view. We have more than 1,000 big shops Some are owned by community organizations, some are owned by individual families, and some are coming newly as a mini shops. You can look at least one each, and then take a synthesis
Yeah.
forward. That is okay.
Yes. So from the coalition, we're planning to have field visits to various BRCs and NPM shops. So we can include this, and we can plan for the workshop that Ravinder is proposing. So we have two takeaways. One is that we include NPM shops in the field visits that Kuryakos and Charan are going to take up. And we will also work on the workshop that needs to be organized for the success and the failure stories of APM, uh, APDMP
There's
and
nothing as a
RySS.
failure, Priya. I just wanted to keep this point across. There's nothing
Right,
like a failure.
right.
See, for in some says you are only part time, you are only doing 1 hour, then that is okay. But if it is not, they stopped working. That means the farmers don't require them, isn't it? Or they are not doing natural farming there.
Okay. Yes, sir.
That
So,
is the problem.
so we'll basically then call on people who have had successful experiences and other people who faced difficulties in trying to manage these sort of
And,
enterprises
and, and succeeded again.
and
Challenges and
succeeded.
how did they
Yes,
succeed?
yes,
There is no
sure.
point in trying to look at people who closed.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Thank you very
thank you
much.
so much for organizing this, Swati. Swati is not here. And thank you so much,
Yeah.
sir, Muli sir, Ramachandra sir, and
Thank you.
Chandrasekhar sir.
Thank you all.
Yes,
Thank
thank you
you
so much.
everyone. Thank you for this.